What's going on, guys? Five for Politics here, and I'd like to welcome you to today's episode I've aptly named Do As I Say, Not As I Subsidize. You know the drill. Some members of Congress love to shout, socialism is evil, big government is destroying the country. Unless, of course, the government is handing them millions of dollars to support their giant corporate farms. Then, suddenly, socialism is just good old-fashioned American support. Let's be honest. The hypocrisy here is thicker than flies on shit. Poor families asking for help buying groceries? Boo, socialism. On the other hand, you have wealthy farm owners who got killed because of Trump's tariffs, then get bailed out to the tune of $12 billion. And you know what they call that? Patriotism. It's the same government money, but one example is heroic, and the other example is the bane of Western civilization. Let's call out some of these hypocrites by name. First on the list, Doug LaMalfa, Republican, California. According to data from the Environmental Working Group, the farm partnership partly owned by LaMalfa, DSL, LaMalfa Family Partnership, received roughly $5.5 million in commodity subsidies for rice and wheat between 1995 and 2020. LaMalfa reportedly owns 1/3 of that partnership, which means his share amounts to approximately $1.8 million. Try to find me a bigger welfare queen in the entire state. Despite benefiting greatly from socialism, LaMalfa is part of the group that often votes to cut or opposes the expansion of social safety net programs, including food assistance. By continuing to accept sizable federal subsidies, he starkly embodies the government help is bad, unless it helps me, double standard. Next up, we have Martin Stutzman, Republican from Indiana. According to sources, the Stutzman family farm collected over $2.3 million in commodities payments and also received payments from modern subsidy-laden programs such as CFAP or Corona Food Assistance Program. His family farm reportedly spans 4,000 acres, which suggests that this is not a small farm, but a relatively large agribusiness-scale operation. When aid goes to large corporate farms owned by politicians or political allies, the policy is supporting the backbone of American agriculture. When the aid goes to poor families, single parents, or unemployed workers, it becomes welfare dependency, socialism, or a drain on the taxpayers. Lawmakers often vote on or influence farm subsidy laws while benefiting personally or via family business. That raises questions of self-dealing. Are they shaping policy to help the public or to pad their own pockets? What really makes me sick is when politicians use moralistic or ideological language to stigmatize aid to the poor, while quietly accepting large government checks for themselves. Surely you've heard politicians say, government handouts are destroying self-reliance, or socialism is un-American. If deficit spending and big government are bad when it helps disadvantaged people, why is it good when it helps powerful corporate farms? Another subject I'd like to touch on is the narrative put out there by some of these congressmen. Oftentimes, congressmen defend these subsidies as necessary to preserve small family farms. Yet data shows that many subsidy-receiving operations are well-off, semi-industrial, or large farms owned in part by lawmakers or major stakeholders, not struggling subsistence farmers. The rhetoric just doesn't match the reality. A more accurate framing of the argument might be, this isn't watering the fields of some small family farm. It's funneling government money to political insiders, all while denouncing aid for people who actually need it. For the record, I am not against farm subsidies. What I don't like is politicians who make socialism a dirty word while simultaneously benefiting from it. The hypocrisy must end.